Hello, my name is Ryan Bam, and for my final presentation for extra credit, I'll be talking about big data. So in a short definition, big data is a term of data sets so massive and complex where traditional data processing techniques and applications are usually inadequate. Common challenges with big data for businesses include analysis of the data, the capture of it, the data management, and also information privacy. There have been many debates in recent years over related privacy issues, with most businesses collecting user data, selling it, and whether or not they should be allowed to collect it in the first place. Google's Brian Stevens stated in an article in Computer World, companies need to better understand their users. What do they want? What do they like? Once a company knows that, they can build campaigns around that. Many businesses in today's digital world share the same approach, which is first to collect its user information and analyze it so it can increase profitability. Companies want to better understand their consumers, and better analyze big data helps them determine how users are reacting and interacting with their content. One of the most important issues surrounding the collection of big data is actually privacy. Today's concerns about big data reflect both the substantial increase in the amount of data being collected, the type of activity that is measured, and the application and how these data are used. One of the biggest factors concerning big data is anonymity. An article posted in Secure World stated how it could be impossible to completely remove the ability to identify an individual if there are no rules established for the use of anonymized data files. The important necessary key that is usually missing is the establishment of enforceable rules and policies of how anonymized files can be combined and used together. In terms of business practices, I believe that businesses should continue to collect their data as it helps both businesses and ultimately the consumer. Credit card companies have relied on user data for years to establish credit scores for every customer. Cardholders, if they bother to read the fine print on the agreements, actually agree to the terms once their services the benefit from not paying cash. However, the credit card companies share data within certain limits. Another example is Amazon, where most users actually appreciate the collection of their online behavior as it becomes the basis of recommending products and services that fit their profile. I also think consumers actually have more control over their data than they realize. All browsers have the capability to block cookies and other tools used to track behavior which can be opted out. While big data is an overused term, the fact of the matter is that big data applications are irreversibly influencing society, consumers, and companies, creating new technologies every day. Although there are significant risks associated with big data, most importantly consumer privacy, the digital revolution and connected devices have transformed consumer experiences from social media through electronic commerce. Companies have learned that mining these huge data sets can inform the strategic direction and economic success. For example, in the media business, it is evident the way consumers receive news has changed. Instead of people traditionally going out and buying newspapers, they now receive information electronically. A study done by Reuters Institute of Study of Journalism stated, the use of smartphones and tablets have significantly jumped the past year. More than a third of online users across all countries, 39%, use 2 or more digital devices each week, which is news, and a fifth, which is 20%, now say mobile phone is their primary access point. According to eMarketer, U.S. adults actually increased their time spent for media with 10 hours and 46 minutes to over 12 hours per day. And in fact, online activity through a mobile device has increased 4% to over 23% over the past 5 years. Now, big data enabled companies to create a new, cheaper, and faster news source for news digital and only news organizations. Due to a large amount of digital users, organizations figured they can save money by establishing a website and not having to print content. The State of News Media stated 30 of the largest digital news organizations accounted for about 3,000 jobs and only one area of investment in global coverage. The bottom line is, while it's evident that technology has forever changed how people consume media, the smarter media companies will survive and thrive as long as their content is worth accessing on the digital platforms. Big data is now defining how content is consumed and how consumers can actually find it. Big data also helps businesses with analyzing consumer behavior, but at the same time it must be regulated. It is not fair from a consumer standpoint that their personal information is being examined from an outside source without their knowledge or consent. As the big data will become more and more prevalent over the years. There must be enforcement standards put into place for companies that aggregate the online data. And it may take some time to finalize these regulations, but the use of big data has expanded over the years, but is a critical step, to keeping their personal information secure. So here's my presentation and my works cited, and thank you very much for listening to my presentation. Thanks, bye.